This particular song is titled Abrabo. Member studio na yashe and common as I said, and now we have a topic, a delicate one. It's been, going out there or roles and responsibilities of an artist, manager, and record label. How music splits and royalties work. Understanding music masters any publishing rights, getting that two variables, no. So what's in the mean was and at the end here, Jumeku companies be or more top amount for you can catalogs one with us music deal ni crop by catalog ya the catalog here say mabonyum na say be beat ka ho say also instrumentals, man can instrumentals, vocals or be worse in it, say be artists professional only say when you're releasing a song and as you are giving out a song to even studios or radio stations to play, you add your catalog. The catalog never contain instrumentals, never contain vocals, never contain be a fanyom ne ho. Ti yebetani e kanyom ne ho asema, you should have all that. In this artist say bonyom na wasele out in the catalog na ti say automatically as the wa bonyom na ade ache obi. Inti henceforth ne skebi e be free ho ababia no. You don't just give out your catalog for free. Catalogs are given out and then monies are paid to whoever those music catalogs came from. No, it's been going. In your bema Shatawali dear, and a buy into the news, and how he even came into the news. Them so no one because you know him, he's outspoken and then all that. No, I can't put the actual or the asro about selling his music catalog and gaining $20 million or so. Say no question, no cre. Or yama show. But then there's an iota or there's truth in it, and the truth that is also in it is something we all need to learn. I came across this, maybe some bigger for if it's true or if they've also seen or heard about it, about artists here in Ghana or Marcelle, a catalog of their music, say a particular song catalog, say a whole album to a music brand, and I say a company called Waka Music. I saw the likes of Sarkodie, Shatawale, Lasmith, Kwame Eugene, Okenneth, Fameye, Amrado, and Mr. Jew. They all fall in line to artists cause a music catalog no. Omonso aton diama we a particular one, Waka Music. Say a boa, say a mwa, say a beja for him say about bedin komwe. I'll be getting their thoughts, their views, their opinions on all this. Seated on my far right, Bunti, my usual person, my usual man, my panelist, my entertainment is an entertainment pundit, and as we've been doing this for quite a while. Bunti seated, sitting directly opposite where I am, a Walker Melo. He's a musician, he's a distributor, he's an artist manager, he's a sound producer, he's a who to know, who you know. Also become a kind of catalog there. Everybody also come turn a cataloger. Everybody free no Kamalo is also seated. It's only right, we brought him into such a conversation with the expert or with what he knows, and the expertise in the topic that we'll be treating today. And seated on my far left, Riley Osei, the man who never comes to work early, but then he comes, he do what he has to do. He brings out, he channels what he has to do out. So we just free and many on Baby Din come on here right into the music, the roles, and then everything that we talk about. I don't know, how should we even start? Should we start with the roles, of artist manager and distribution label, or should we just go straight into the catalog? How do we start? Mama Makwaba answer. Bunti Makwaba
was black.
Be able to call it.
I'm here. Don't be okay.
Nice one. Was my boy Juma August team.
Anyway, Kremu Pampe.
Suma Juma. Okay. Wakamelo be able to.
Mr. Black. Be able to.
Nice one. Last time you now. Oh, that special fried rice been here. I can't say one. Yeah, nice one. It's good to have you here. To help us treat this particular topic. Sure. The man who never comes to work early, you be able to call. Seated on my far left, means I'm two minutes
I'm massive now.
Just person share you know.
Boga, na me adu me bia boko.
E na watch that one ma. Nso na me nda oba wa ye black right here na ye na watch that.
Na watch that bia na me nampa ba na nampa nche me.
E bia boko de.
Na me adu me ye dan me.
That's na nampa nche me.
We will go on the phone lines and so to speak to other expertise in the topic that we'll be treating today. But Bonti,
Boss,
my mention is in free.
okay.
The topic is in three folds. Yeah, I'm saying started with roles, responsibilities of artist manager and records label.
All right.
The coming up of record labels, the coming up of artist manager. With time to time, we've been learning about record labels. Sign artists onto them, and then the record labels seek on us also outreach for a manager to manage the artist for them, the record label.
Okay.
It be kase is good. It be monso kase. Once you as a record label, as a brand, when you are funny panedy, the whole responsibility, the ins and outs needs to lies on you. But then people also bring out the question, say sometimes before an artist is signed on to a record label, no, he or she has a manager. So it's only right the artist is signed onto the record label, but the artist management, as in daily, is being left to the manager. Instead, but the record label will look at the distribution aspect, the commercial aspect, and then all the other aspect that doesn't deal directly with the day-to-day management. Maming, tell your take on this whole.
Right. So before Semesha say
Opemsuo.
Yeah, when I'm routing. And as usual, I say Saturday Drew there, we are here to inform, educate, and at the same time entertain. It's in Kabumana info edutainment. So that is it. So basically, I don't know. Boss, what you say? Info edutainment.
Info edutainment.
Instead of making say na pass science so we are here to
learn and online.
It will be hard to do about. It's a video. Okay, boss. Let me make this simple. You need forces to come together. So the bear, imube high. Say nyoma si woni e pese pija nyoma ne di si etiswa. Yehia ahoden bebre ne yatimi atamade no de ayede esi eti so de akoba bia e pese de ade no kokoduro no.
Yeah.
Now, enyuma dwuma ni mu no, it's an ecosystem. We here obia, you need certain people to come together so that we be able to achieve our aim. Artist he has started doing music. Definitely ubenya manager ubia obeboa watoto neoma kakra de ama because you can't carry all the burdens on yourself. Ubehia ubia obeboa how to present yourself, shows I was say call how I acquire be no near there. That is the manager. Then you also need somebody who will be able to distribute your music financially. No, that is where the record labels comes inside.
Okay.
Until omone de no, they are there to support you financially. Omo de sika twitwi de no omo de ba. Until adwuma na we no, it's your talent, it's money, and it's a strategy.
Yeah.
Patchwati I say.
Yeah.
So the talent comes from you.
Yeah.
Then the strategy will come from either the manager or the record label. The talent alone will never take you where you want to go. So you, as an artist, you need these three things before you be able to deliver. Okay.
These three forces. Fire, earth,
and come together before you be able to do it. But what I say,
Yeah.
okay. It's everyone say obi ton aduane na oton. Nkrofo ba no mo ba be di aduane na ye be ka cho say baby a oton aduane no aha efin. Ana baby a oton aduane no no an kakra bi. De ntina no an kakra bi because we sika sam ana odwetira wo de aduane na ye de esua.
Yeah.
So person will expand na we aduane ne kese a wo hia sika wo de be ka odwetire no. That the obeboa ma odwetire no akosoro na watimi anu aduane na ma enkrofo pi aba be die no record level.
Okay.
Okay. Aduane no ye nesi table so sisi ye pese ye de ko sieve bim na yenya bench ne table bi di sisi ho se de be ya nkrofo no ba no mu di a eho obeye ani kama omo eno ne ye manager no pacho what dem pese me ya say. So sometimes say record label for ne be mu a distribution deals ekwan anwom no betimi akọ akiri ye Ghana ha na artist ni wo se be ya anwom no betimi free Ghana ha akoduru akiri ama nkrofo ate won kan me hu se oh ye wo bi e friend ejewa o Ghana ha sei akoduru South Africa no eno ye record label for no madwuma no. So they are there to inject money into your craft so they be reach a wider audience. Now about artists no kwa ho a how the artist carries himself or herself outside and you maybe how you'll be able to book for interview shows near there wow or personal self no and when you be first or be down ho and an artist near there manager near there so clearly that's the difference between the artist manager and the record label.
Okay. Well, Camelo, as an artist, we've been told we know it's a business.
Yeah.
So there are many aspects in it to be about suya adiewum. Why does an artist need a distribution platform or let's say a distribution manager or someone doing the distribution for him or her? Because idea said the word say he wasn't born natural singer usuya anyom to. And you would say, just as there's someone who does distribution for people, if I'm to learn, I would know how to do it. I think an artist needs to get a distribution, even not a partner, but someone doing the distribution for him on the songs.
Okay, Mr. Black, Kennedy, for this opportunity and the question you have given me to answer. So the basic thing and the necessary thing is artists also TRC mostly we conflate these things with our craft is. Okay. See it might be BAB. But I never call TRC and say you man rose no Obia need you play. For an artist to handle his or her distribution, to me, sometimes you find it out, but in actual sense, you can't. And you be an artist, and I see the see a Jumana. Say they are wanting and go for one and yes, and a Jumano Bemwa is it here. A lot of things entails within the music production, from the production to the distribution, from distribution to publishing. So what you're saying? So I said the aspect of distribution. What artists in India who trim no say, oh, made a my distributor as a return a car after the 14 days, 21 days, and you never cost us a bit here, car. But even during or probably the process of uploading it is even important. If you don't get the right people to handle the right job at the right time, at the end they come and say everything that you are doing will go, and at the end they come back and affect you. That's why it's better to have a distribution partner or someone to handle your distributions. Initially, you are not bound to understand everything, but for the people who are there dedicated to do the distribution, they understand how the system works. And Mr. Black, so why a distribution that you understand, say, there are various systems we use for distributions. And within the distribution, there are things you the artist, maybe you can provide it, but how to even arrange it properly, no, UBT. Especially
Opemsuo.
metadata. That's the first.
Especially the
metadata.
Metadata. Okay.
Data. So the metadata are the first informations that you need to provide for the distributor. Basically, making sure say we know who performed this position, who did that on the particular song, to make sure say from there because I'm contribute to the vocals. Sometimes these artists can't even provide you metadata. You see that thing? So it's better to affiliate yourself to a distributor or probably find a partner to do those things for you. Another thing, when it comes to the music distribution, it is not ordinary just like that. It entails a lot. It is a whole thing, like I say, you are doing the distribution on your own. It's good, fine, you can do it on your own. But basically, the auto machine that's in your machine, wow, OTH is all. see that thing. And I said, them see can system be and I said yes, you go about it. You might see the interface very nice, but it goes deeper. So as I say, I have had the chance to use a Sony Music dashboard, that's the Orchard, and the normal average dashboard that we use. But I'm showing you there's a total difference. So I say difference in the should be pretty. So which means even if you don't find the right distribution company for the composition you are distributing, you are losing a lot. It's going to affect you. That is why it is the manager's duty to make sure he communicates that into the label. You see that thing? And the label, as it being big as it is, will find the right people to disseminate and share the song out there. But you just don't get up and be like, I'm an artist, I can do the distribution on my own. It's never like that.
With Nyoma, how does an artist get to know all these before even becoming an artist? Because Onameka is I've been told about Ditto Music.
Yeah.
I've been told a distribution platform.
Yeah.
Minimum to
Yeah.
me will be a studio. Akwa mame. Minim see so the nyom to ho na wo de wodin will log in share skabeba. It didn't be how would I get to know say they're okay? A much more deeper than the minimia matia making.
So
is it and you guys that run that distribution, do you have even a platform or something to educate someone or these artists on the need for your I remember we had a conversation here with Bennington where he was talking about A&R.
Yeah.
Riley has had that conversation. May use Bennington because he's like a guest on your regular on our show. Oh, you be a woman and share the reason why everyone would need an A&R and even what it even stands for. To the extent that now people understanding A&R without someone even explaining to them. So you the distributors, how do we get to how do we get to
So the truth about this
Opemsuo.
Black, you can't nipa or trade music mopa distributors.
Fama ikini be wano kaka. Akasa ne dia as only J1 need come.
Distributors na trade music work na because when it comes to that side of we sharing the song out there.
Okay.
Now artists now mostly your mistake is we just get that because someone said this, someone said that, and we are just doing anything.
So bogo gola benya.
Artists in name yes, many people will distribute with ABR, for example, Ditto Music, Intimiko Ditto, just because the person is there.
Yeah.
But you should know that every company out there doing music distribution have policies. They have terms and conditions. They have how they go about even within their system, how to even learn how to use their systems. And even they teach beyond what we see to be like the regular system-based stuff. To the extent that they teach you how to even learn about you doing your metadata, getting your songs there, finding the right people to help you with your craft. But here in the case, artists in the Benya time I can't when you say you will be a juma. So that's what I say. So for you not being able to read further, for you not being able to learn most things about how to go about these things, mostly you find it fumbling or the best fumble or baby basa into me say miss Mitchell be composition or release you but course metadata consciously no go sir. Now I never can say metadata no the first basics in here distribution but metadata later even here publishing.
Okay.
It is our saying or higher call high into me. It is the first call of the thing you are doing. So, one in a year, you could do publish inside and a bad diamay. So, as I say, you drew also on home veteran and home veteran.
Does a distributor own a part of the music I make as an artist?
Yes.
Yeah. Me ma kweme nyongo studio na me ma adwene me nyansa tronyum na ma ba studio na ma be ye bibia na ma ye nwom na wie no na me de abase o gito ho na amansan en hunu ntie na me nya ho ska no. How does why should a distributor own part of adena me ana ma ye de aba?
Okay, so because me breaking it down I work akra me to mashisha mama. So the first cost starts from the outlet. That's the store near the Adeneko. The stores now they will generate the money for it to come down to the basis to the distributor's dashboard. And they have a policy. Now, a friend could be MLC. This MLC is an American-based company. They are the ones who make sure it's streaming near they accumulate the royalties and split it to every distributor, every publisher. And those people are the people who determine, say, when your streams, you say, is casting out the common distributor. Those people has percentage in it. It is a woman that determines on national moments when you're scarcity, and I want to generate you and say, on a better kakra. Stars being the outlet, and that's Apple Music for us, a better kakra. Distributor, no, make us a distributor, and let's say, for instance, Ditto Music. And now let's use a different distributor, maybe TME. TME is also a distributor, but TME has partners they work with before the song gets to Apple Music. Before someone will stream on that platform, they will determine the streams and bring it back. That partners is also a percentage.
Okay.
And send a distributor, no, he being the final and you communicate with him, so all percentage. Tia can you free so can you say if I be for an alpha if you be free so. Inti and function with him say Ubina 100%. You don't own 100% of the song you're doing.
About monetary aspect, I get it if you tell me this, you giving this explanation.
Yeah.
My question was based on say a distributor owning a song meaning says like a DB.
Yeah.
So me artist, me na yemenyum.
Yeah.
Other with the explanation, with everything that has been going on within the week, we are getting to know say even when someone finances your song, the person owns a part of it.
Yeah.
So I want to know, say we be jemenyum distribute mamia.
Yeah.
Nipa kono so aside the onunzu be free money which ubusami a layman view I practically understand, Does the distributor also own a part of memenyum nangasa? And as once the distribution is done, the money's coming is being split, that is it. The song becomes automatically mine again.
Okay, so there are two forms of distribution.
Okay.
So over distribution mo ya oba kwa eno ntieska.
Okay.
Ansa na waye.
Okay.
Yon common on yon bedi. Now agreements will be given to you. You sign. So when you sign based on the agreement, percentages will determine how the distributor will control the composition. And you have so upfront. So when you give them the upfront now, obeje, but obi wakwa woman upfront cross the obema terms and conditions are be full.
Okay.
See that thing. So within those two contracts, will determine say the distributor will have a part of it or not. You see that thing. Let's take for instance, you're working with a top label, probably a top independent distribution. Those ones mostly they don't take upfront. And you're not there, but only percentage on it. The moment I only be doing commerce, or only be at 30%.
I can work to a distributor with like without any money in my hand.
Yeah.
No, I genuinely distribute to be a man.
Part of it.
Based on the contract, say he would own a part of it forever.
Forever.
Okay.
If you are still distributing with them.
So it ends when
but there are distributors who are the moment now catch on someone taking it down.
Say.
There's a distributor, I already mentioned the name. Ejuman is for the sake of Ejuman. What is Enyum more money? What then you man on what chance when distributing a one or publishing on the crowd watch? It's also be a fan so independent publisher or quasi publisher, but connect. You can't that. Some man writes a publishing, see distributing cake.
Yeah.
So what I say, so Ejuman style we say fine. A be boom runner so dear, but mostly. Say if you walk up with a distributor or walk up to a distributor, what the man want you can be a can say they own part of it. It could be 15, 20, 25, 30. Most labels are 30%. But if a distributor go as far as maybe 30, 45%, can we say they are adding some things to the song in the form of promotions, in the form of getting you on maybe playlists, those things, so they have a percentage in it.
Quickly, and I mean Riley, so. What's the difference between distribution and publishing?
Okay, so distribution is the first goal of you sharing the song out there. Distribution is basically making sure that the song is available on the streaming platforms for us to listen to. Whilst the publishing aspect in the publishing here say, and you know why rights I want home. Say wait me jina den say sinebo say new way media say mini nipa we na ye season sa emra no ene sa nyama na wo ho nya no you can control it at the expense of no say they will see feel and I said the nipa no montem contract in the city. So population is also part of more like a music distribution, but publishing is the bigger aspect. And no, it's kind of a channel or no, entities be bring a budget, but distribution they mostly no. I saw the nyom no but publishing here where you be protected rights in a one nyom no.
And now my example say, ultimately nyom distributor be.
Yeah.
When remember how so no publish it, and the publishing is baby and say first na CD near Troho. Written by Asumesi, performed by Asumesi, produced by Asumesi. That is the publishing. It's no say 100 years crana. It doesn't change, say, but then the distributor no and the distribution no, it can change as time goes on. In the ABA, Lumber's first album was distributed by Akwawe in the friends. Akwawe. Cube Studios. The Opera Americana. Yeah, that Lumber's first album was, produced by Cube Studios.
Yeah.
And no, it could change. It was distributed by Cube Studios.
Yeah.
Within the years, it could change. Now it's being distributed by Bonti, music group.
Sanity.
But then, once the publishing is done, say this song was written and composed by DJ Khaled Manedia.
Yeah.
Once it's being put out there, it can never change.
It can change.
Publishing is all.
It can change.
Okay.
But I don't know, mostly it depends. It was an oversight. Everyone say Mr. Black, no born some way kakra.
You refuse.
As time goes, 100 years, if someone is able to prove it, bring out something like a form of evidence or those things, you can go and omit it.
Okay.
You submit it to them, they will add the person and find a split for the person.
Okay, that's nice. I think we're learning a lot here in the music aspect. Riley, many bonti didn't come on, many work didn't come on. We've started from the artist, manager, record label, and the other thing, about distribution, about publishing. We've learned something about it. But then you, as I know you to also be an artist manager, having labels like Rockins amongst more to take artists, and then also I know that aspect of you where someone like Ghana Boy, right? Ghana Star, he brought his song out, and then you were the one leading the distribution aspect. So meaning practically you also have knowledge in them. Let's combine them with all what our brothers have said. The role of the artist manager, the role of the record labels, the distribution aspect of any artist songs, the publishing aspect of any artist song. Are we doing something right here with our music system? Or it's either the artist and the NTSA and now the local record labels that we have here in TSA. One typical example, Empire signed Black Sheriff. In a big shell, a good thing. But as time went on, we got to discover we now think as you are speaking now, Black Sheriff is in court, battling a case with the former manager, which he doesn't see himself even as a former manager. But if you ask from the Black Sheriff camp, they'll be like, a former manager. There's been, developments as time goes on to the fact that we all thought the case had died, but then we are getting to know that that's all court, and then the former manager might be even getting some claims that it's worth of millions. It be more because when that contract was coming, these concerns were raised, but so let me get your thoughts and views on all what we've discussed put together.
All right, Black Medasi Bibre, Namafa Konya is the chair for Namasa so Afa Konya is the wish my father a happy birthday. 21st August was his birthday, and that baby I will be Anyamisha on your case. You've been there for us. The little we can say is Anyamisha. Black, with a question, as Bonti Waka Dikan Edin common with Bonti was trying to give some basic explanations, but send a clarity in a simple common. The difference between or the roles of an artist manager and a record label, you say simply first of all, say artist managers create and implement. Record labels provide funding. So when I say artist managers, they like they bring up ideas and they implement. What it means is that when it comes to promotion, marketing, distribution, they have a structure they want to go with. Okay, you release Watermelon on the 30th of December.
Yeah.
They releasing radio promo. Radio promo started from Kumasefie. You have quite crash. Those strategies now are planning and you see it is based on, because the basic process of business does not change. It's from production, distribution, marketing and promotion. These 4 stages. Now strategies are them. So the 4 stages is the role of the record label.
Okay.
And the implementation as a strategic plan for enrolling these 4 stages, is the job.
But you say,
Hey,
Mina mechanic, because I
would say,
but I'm because ombra for manka, or because I'm
Adaroma. Aye. Also, wouldn't my friend, I would trail.
The person mentioned say, you can say business, business be our akwanya. How do I say? A crime 4 your first day. 4. So the 4 stages of business production. Say I'm at the corner bar. Say computers. A kind of first computers, and that's the production stage. Any distribution, yeah, computers in area. A kind of never someone call consumers no, that is or more be use computers no. A kind of near first or they are call more. That is the distribution stage. And a promotion and marketing. Yeah, the amount more they call or more person we use no. A kind of never first about the Roma or BOPBA you say oh me PBA to Abenya. That is the promotion and marketing stage. So stage is where you know. Yeka or more discussion per stage be a man it may come into life based on plans I try. It's what we call the record label. And now based on plans na yatron strategies na yatron or more chrono any from managers.
Okay.
Me patch what I say.
Okay.
Into no the implementation of each of the strategy based on stage be able drew no. Stage na ye drew no. Plans near per se the coby like how we want to go by the plans no or more plans na from managers. Me can assassinate be in a better say.
I want to even help you out with bringing something out. By virtue of no manager and a tre say ye we beboa.
Yes.
Name manager ni ho ahoden. Enti manager hunu say we ni we area beboa na ye hia record label a ode ho ahoden because o say ye hu asomasi a beboa de ne ma ko hu na ma ko o say me disca we mawa obetimi de aye we de ne aje. Practically that is what the manager does. The manager needs the record label.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, nipa ya enti ase anase mra
that is the basic fundamentals of every business.
Okay.
Into school business as a course. That is the fundamentals. Into a obi CEO.
Okay.
CEO the head of managers in an organizational structure.
It's a simple common sense.
That is it. Into no so the artists more and you say more. CEO is your general manager.
Okay.
Into management na so no. Ye chichema e ho ne what they now can now artists and repertoire. Your tour managers, your what do you call it? Legal way representatives. But legal representatives in the community and also a whole another structure on its own by your head of managers. But the ideas neighbor may they are running sound for your more handle each and every aspect of the organizational structure beyond and your friend manager. No.
Okay.
But what I say? Into no call be MTN office here or branch managers. It be a tafo one manager, in shares one manager. But say Ashanti region in Abuma or more manager can say then you can't MTN Ghana in Abuma or more CEO. So the CEO brings the ideas and policies. Then the managers in various branches make sure it is being implemented.
Another typical example here, what Shatawale just brought out in Chibia.
Yes.
With
structures power and the Marisi Akono. Into no that is that into manager is very big as record label.
Okay.
Okay. Me pastor what I said. That's if you call the basis of it.
Yeah.
But because record labels pays managers into no. And into the normal business, my friend could be shareholders. shareholders in the what we are calling the record label. Okay, what's it said? What you now see you discover bit my phone way. Your phone way the before Opemsuo as a distributor near their 5 year Pure FM as promotional marketing near Koye into here say na shareholders in this canal then amamo dia Koye. So the CEO is the master brain behind whatever is being run.
Made in USA, assembled in China.
Perfectly. What we do is now coming to Wakamelo side now we saying about distribution and publishing. Now in music, say this uncle because a crime banner sanko for your king the bed there so there are two sides.
Back pay my boy 2 minutes 30 seconds. We
never be until okay better sir.
And I never go na
so that very good. We say question. We say Ghana ye koye no man ye koye. So Ghana problem and before I come to work melodian problem ye facing is say most of these performers in particular most of these performers like performer for no are a record label and at the same time they are the songwriters. But what I say, me back difference between publishing and distribution no hona obeti and that's how revenue generates na but all the two trim say ya bagana ha the entire brand say the performer no is most times the record label and at the same time the songwriter.
Success music.
As the manager, some manager no didn't know. About managerial hierarchy in terms of business, your friend road manager.
Okay.
The Success Music. Sarko is the performer. He's also the record label.
He's also the record label
because he funds for BBI.
In Oko when Nimna Ugro industry, Snebeya. Yes, when there is division, that is when Adinimu do. Me bacha what I say.
And there's shared power.
Power no. Any mu yedu. Into Oku when Nimna Otias, any be all statias, over the point by the Sarko. But Oku when because you want the structures to work. Once I see about payment aspects, no so no. Because the payments determine the strength of each aspect of the sectors. And in this one company be was an entity. I'm function is as okay, even though me and may fund it, but that is the record labeler. I be an chase can I becca record label funding any as a performance can boom. Na eketwa.
Okay. Sako de no to us, no me can be sure.
Nti sako de
say over the pombe.
What I say over the pombe de na. Oku enim then you come and own what we call success.
To we are for a ha. Over the pombe de na fi ha.
Nti success no. Now say scan you na ba na ye cha.
Later no be
yeah.
Opemsuo.
Scanning na ba na say ye cha. Now you better success a free sako de mu.
Okay. Success be nyane de. Sako de be nyane
de. Okay. What I say, that is the structure. Now, yembra the payment aspect no. How confusing. How revenue is being generated.
Mama ne brofubi.
That is what we call royalties.
Split sheet is
split sheet near one aspect of royalty.
Okay.
Hey, Charlie.
Wow. And in the choir, I be first when you scan and a friend royalties. No, but about royalties now, it is 2 in 3.
Opemsuo.
But 2 in 3, no. One aspect of it, no, can go so many times, determine on the possibility outcomes as and when the music grow.
Yes, so any ton as I say. Ochemu means crew the ne ba crew ne baako ono ne de baako na bi akonya ne baako ibi na de chema about royalties.
But don't say so ton as stars ni we are na se me ton amu before fra yen go back to that process ni bi.
To aso na me hade.
Menim say me church as yen pa say me be to asase free na ho. Se me bana wo na aye na me to asa we sorry we ne be to asase no to free ho no. Na se opese oton ma me a that original 3 division process no yen komo bi.
Yeah, it becomes like one. Ton we are na akoye krata fofo asa ba me ho. Abaye krata fofo, but everyone say the amount involved is no. Not the same as one or to ye ashasi no, and you wouldn't go through that process.
Very good.
A change of din on the
Nti e was say about ho.
me be ba me ho
about na you
o ba me ho a message o kakra bi di asesa krata
na ma
me nje wasase ne sika ne bio
okay
so
edin na ode sesa
yes nti bi wo no ma se walker to asase no 10,000 Ghana cedis ena oto ama me 120,000 Ghana cedis a yetimi ye no 12,000 Ghana cedis yetimi ye no simple say ne walker na me to ama 13,000 Ghana cedis na me yi bi dia yes akrata na na no ama nti could come just and say the here ne say oba beje na ne krata na yasesa din na e wo so de akabi on found any e wo say me to ama 12,000 ba wu wi abekọ na ho na nanso age 1,000 de akrata afoforo ama just say me na me di enimu ko me na me de mount me na me de krata na bekọ na ma chese me na me de ma asomasi na otua kakra ne aye krata ama ni mum sa 10,000 na nansa angi biun enfefe wo ho da bi
sa na wo say ya na sanity na ye ne sa nso
sanity
ye ne sa ne wona nim na akoya kutua
sana eti
because so music ya so
in na music Nisa Michelle say it is in two folds when it comes to royalty split royalty ni omu mienu ekwan asika fa so eba ba mienu no ba ko ho no ma it is an endless point based on the dynamics modern human na befem
okay
but 2 in 3 ending at 3 but obia on the nipa there we are prone to so many things and opportunities it's a opportunity be beba but just that you apply the principles of the second factor to deal with it
okay
what I say but it could be differently into two folds or mechanical royalties and we have the publishing.
Okay.
Now mechanical royalties, it is the only royalties that comes out of sales of music, both digital and physical.
Okay.
Sales of music in a sense, say, Medemenoma co-distributing platform, they say they way can, and they are to Apple Music, and wako streaming. Uko streaming, as I see can I bet the that is the mechanical side of it. And I split, so you say, and you no composition. Or more chro no. And mind when we say songwriters beat makers are songwriters because they write sound into the what music school there we have be music notes the musical symbols natural based on the arrangements of it determines the duration of a sound
sa organist no be drum anim na say ade bi wo
so what kind of do re mi fa so la ti do
that is the basis of creating sound.
Okay.
It's the duration of each sound has a musical symbol of representation.
It will be born now but
yeah, say they have conversation where the film can produce and come I don't know then swag money be this and come but I'm just saying say nipa no bo beat no some person what say so kona ko hu say publishing is assigned to publishers and songwriters. What it means is that nipa no bo beat no so chro no and until na nyom your musical notes are they representing notes na determine the stretch because say be America say the boy they go to school in a song a lyrics a language what you say
it mean some translated the beat so
no not that but beat yeah but me no me yent mean translate beat no and say way instrumentalist na obeba so say be obehi ti beat na de na adwen aba afa ho no or professional just say ye tro in musical notes
the first symbol be the identify no
say na person we
what in common say and you know writers are the beat makers and the what do you call it vocal written people no make a vocal because you need a vocal and a beat to make what we call a music.
Okay.
But in the nutshell no even a beat alone is a complete music.
That lumba mo time nyana we nyina wo
Yes
mechanical ne ho ni
na tetina
na that lumba mo time na audio mark ne sa no ho
so there were the it's a concept card we say mechanical royalties no it is the sales of both digital and physical.
Okay
wa say me say sisi enti na mo de sa nyoma we nyina aba
there be hold that. So you can't physical.
Bro, if we had describe this, I don't
at that time you need digital.
Tinampe do we not say the okay I say
send your tone CDs, your tone cassette. Yeah, but I'm not no. So once I walk at Kabibi, Ubusan Bibi, now I want him to go there, but maybe an arguing free. So Ubusan Bibi say, send me distribute to your man, distributor no right a woman.
Aye,
So some guys say, based on the deal you sign, when it comes to records, you're what we call record deal.
Phonetics.
Record no record. Record
Your record deal.
Phonetics and
and you want a whole 360 deal. 360 deal no say whatever comes within the movement of the artist
to
a particular time.
Okay.
But aside sa the air can in echi no. You betimi so ama osika pudio bi say o fire on hu ye fasesi o hu because we want you to look good and everything. Na sika bi bebe bia fa ade bi about your image bia no. Ye beji
but so it will come in a form as a contract and
yeah, question now busa
me told me hona mama ona me de me ntohwe nyina ka ho
because question now busa for 34 dem so now 34 dem difference na a woman say they were not signing a 360 deal with labels, mind you. The labels are just the distributors.
Okay.
Record labels no among the distributors.
yeah,
But it bit not kind of record label and our distributor based on at the crowd.
Send it okay. All right. Inti omone de no. On say first na me te say 34 ne de no. Na me te say ebia obi akwa akotua wato ebia ne CDs no. On say 34 ne de na CDs nko ameboa. Inti wakwa akoto ebia ne CD ne bia be in fact bia 100,000 Ghana cedis. Oh. Inti 100,000 Ghana cedis na ebia okokoto e no. Say cassette no 100,000 Ghana cedis abedi no ho. Inti no na say okwa akoton 100,000 Ghana cedis no. CDs na abedi no ho no. Ono na say okoton atemfa so na na say otiwi a wo ho kwan say osai twa biu na atom.
So then I can advance. So if you be listen, the entire despite mo, it was sika to the point of money. I say teteno. Now we were not leasing out our record, we were selling out our record.
Okay.
Until Lumba a release the album. Album no nim say ne dia.
Okay.
But what they are despite mom na interest this no. But on me could despite she say oh I feel try see the same but me try say bebu akonta mame obebre nti na dada onim senior obetima twa copies bi apese o twa na o ton no bi anya bi atonti no
Mami say
mame 50 million.
And I want to chip in something.
Yeah.
And he said no see and then time no so say the banner not just what ton exclusives no.
What I say?
What ton ni na the amount. That's why you see no. Enti no say 20 years kra na ebia nipa na oton ma no ebe koso atwa cassette na tonton a emfa so obi e wo so bia e de otoye ne de amebo a
yeah and okay. Not the problem we buy friend pirating because nobody was the owner of the song at the moment in terms of its distribution but owning the masters into America on na digitalization buy no artists no more new masters na be started distributing through digitalization because there was no binding contracts between them
no
what would we say no and until no me wakoto ade no olumba honom and I will try see this town and I'm so me tell krabia say na me see this try na me twa biton egum but untimi match me directly say ade na me ton the only thing about my and say all the licenses ebe call gamro ho na gamro mu mabe me say me pirate.
Oh okay.
Ni abeche me.
But she say the yes sir me to be chill
straight away because of and I mean me straight away. I'll just report to baby a tongue and say you anywhere media nipa we are or say any dia or distribute no enye no mabusa me then e say what dia mama prove na mama mo prove me mama prove no makoye free but me di prove na mama no makoye free no mpese mo settle asem no nti when am di prove no ko kanta on ye free on so wo evidence e chere say utua me ka for sa prove na me prove chere stores na ye de court now prove na court ejetum okay we prove ni no kre for example even say lumbaton album despite and then me despite the moment could distributing no a typical case of it Apietus and a 55 well Apietus had the masters to the songs, then he distributed the songs to the digital platforms. Home mechanical royalties but senka ye ba publishing side no and Apietus no almost sort it out and can be anywhere because ABA so now mechanical royalties no it is owned by the performer and the record label. Okay. The auto no any the odisi kama edukutia anyom neka ono ne dia nti sa aspect no yesa what we call collaboration we a beat maker me a performer black achro nyom mama me person koto nyom mako we minister me de betua we kama na e beat ama miss boy any bo beat no na yen distribute nyom na me no watch iska no nti me no watch iska means that I'm not giving you any money up front.
Are all these terms automatically
in the systems?
I'm just say we an automatically detect you will be detecting all these automatically and I say a bia bar is based on this merit here will be or only determine all these metrics.
So the determination is first on the contract.
Yeah, sure.
Nyoma eke Kenya mechanical royalties, asumesi royalties, distribution we bekoha, publishing we bekoha. Se me yen nyoma de to baby a bibi wo ho a ebema me sa nyoma we nyina na se bibi ani ho sa age mi mum na me ye de to ho sa
bibi ani ho
ba wo na fa se o nyom na wo be ye de to ho sa
bibi ani ho kire sa o but ene me be mo wetima sa na man existing se wo na wo hwehwe
me ha it me pa ka kusi se does this buttress the point say any musician coming up needs a record label?
No.
And now any musicians coming up needs a management team?
For management, I would say
what can be?
Yeah, for management, I would say it is important. But record label, I wouldn't encourage you like say be a
whole lot about the importance of being attached to a record label.
It make a bibu bisa question. It's a very brilliant question. Say, Ghana didn't na yebre. Also besides this, didn't na Ghana yebre.
Answer.
Me answer. Say yebre because say most of the performers SI record labels.
Okay.
SI. So, and I'm a child. The stretch of the hierarchy determines how big the company is. It is up so that big and quad yeah.
Then now here record label.
No, so the need of record label it's not about somebody putting money in you. Sarkodie is big. He's not under any record label.
It is Sarkodie himself automatically.
Kali has a record label.
Because they will be funded for the production.
What I say, Opese emu stretch here, you need to create those entities. Senior bear money accumulated no can go to every aspect of it. But at the end, you are the owner. In business, there is a saying that every business is an entity.
Okay, Intina Sarkodie as an artist and
Sarkodie as
success music.
So let me give you Adema Michael Jackson. Yeah, very big. Mama history.
Really, before the history, so you saw Homemuna, Menko Humanus, I mean, Komo, quickly, ma. Babeni, I do more about him, so 104.7. Number to be able to there.
Bibi aboko so almost more here
nyame adom ye tie ho ye pa
there
ready quickly quick introduction am metie for ni hu ni pakwa ni be nkomo before I even go into my questioner.
Yeah, but you dealing with Tubani dance swag of Tubani music. I had Tubani music Kumasefie branch now I'm a music producer at Ghana Hanum.
Therefore, then swag Tubani music that any didn't come on. May shows me for me my year quick introduction. Or we understand the need why we need to bring you on and then have a quick conversation with you. Bapeni, that's his sponsor waje penny so ni be din come. And then Yankoma Dina has been around artist manager, the roles, responsibilities of record labels, and then also Yasaba when it comes to split sheet distribution, and then even who owns a song of an artist.
Okay.
You surrounding all these, my bigger for can be about, you know, I advocate and I said, my advice on how the distribution goes, how the publishing goes. There was one question that I na me bisa mo, which make us say on that basics no, me di bisa then na bibi fufu bi an or what be mu e dia mayen about split sheet, how it works and then everything. Does a distributor owns the right to a music from an artist? If I say me dey no shall say
distributor.
Yes, say me the menu mama say distribute mama. Also, you know, to me after doing the distribution.
It depends on say label na distribute the but say maybe I'm an independent artist and I don't know come say be sorry distro kid. Me not sure say distro kid who to me be because I'm an independent artist. Me on the buy. Percentage now about revenue na buy what and sakra na menzaka me there. You don't own anything.
Okay, after distributing.
But only label be assigning. Your labels be almost are distributed, right?
Okay.
They say 1 RPM, we distribute it.
Okay.
Empire distribute it. It is only Empire signing contract. Make a contract no say number distribute amount, number you be 360 dealer. And they own that masters.
Okay.
But any 360 deal there be
then swag one again swag FAC and find said the youngins that are coming up doing music, especially with Kumasefie, because I've also had that privilege of, you know, most of them in your mooding about they understanding what is actually meant when we say split sheet of music. With the expertise and everything, so boy, I can split sheet now. As an artist, then I was say or say about it, and then what would you advise? And then I will say as an artist, say be sana, they also or copy, and then also as a producer, then I also will share in, you know, signing a split sheet contract or something.
Oh, split sheets there. Paper. Na ya beji atum say adwuma ya no. Obi ati ase. Nti there was to be no say wow kore no ya artist. There was no we okay na wa sign it. We producer there was no say wo sa na mo kan na na be sign it. Split sheet there is just an agreement form I say adwuma na mo ye no. Mate mo ho ase say ye releasing nyom no. What I say? And no friend, and no movie. I'm friend clearance form no. Because I'm currently so one clear new man. Won't me release it. We release it. Be taking it down.
Okay.
It is a boy. Minya emoji. Na. Oma clearance. Oma clear new no. Just because of say bia. Shatawali nintino. Omo ye ne sa. Na say no. Who say I didn't scan him mabium. Scabia madi. Any obet me catch any publishers. No man taking it down.
Okay.
But split sheet na buama wo them say we be ado be bia no o metime hu bibia ma say buy no ultimate court say me ne mo sign a contract say ni but when me and deliver into me the mo court and na split sheet na ma for say wo adwuma na oye no wo na oye
that's what on the first no na obi bonyoma so far as ni pana tronyom no na wabo beat sebi keke na ode nyom na to so sebi hye na akwa abonten no yakase bi a yenye species se de wuken ya menyom ntie bi a me fa 90% e bi a producer for 10% ever that tena nanka agreement ya bi wo ho now producers, songwriters and all other factors contributed to a song becoming a song no obi e push for a bigger share of the project.
Now, depending on the chrono, on say your distribution or a split or any other publishing splits.
Okay.
Publishing split maybe and anything quite the same, it's 40 the same, 50-50, right? Into omo tron no composers no, about 50. Now production so for 50. Into say be a producer no, on the guitar has been a boy. Now we're in the car. Or with me I use 50 now when you be there. Thank you. It's 54 composers, songwriters, and 54. But with the distribution, it depends on agreement and mobile call. but just what you say. Nti agreement a only artist ne bɛkɔ no naturally say artist ba studio na say when engine sika for production na mo yɛ na only 30% of your distribution.
Me so say subi o mame.
Me say like so only artist here adwuma. Na artist no o ma adwene yɛ o mo say 200 cedis ne 500,000 and then is kind of the artist na no bookings sika. We are what's oba na oba clear no.
And know your booking fee and yet clearance or money added to you to get your music produced or say
anything that we are no oba clear no.
Okay.
Now the percentage our person the artist na producer na aba. Now we na am say okay my agree say maybe our distribution will be 5%. Na you na agree and san no akọ release nyom because when we release nyom na yemi ni ya ntiase ambe mu a metimi aka kire the publisher say anyum we ntiase ambe mu ti wonyi mfio or and this is not the first time I papi cry be etia round town I think last 2 years or 3 years ago. Yes, because we're in Chianica and no release nyom
so san nyoma we nyina factors we nyina no how were they determined mutna say as a music producers if na moti ase na say more of like a common sense in tiasia obi ni obi ye any free ho abeya ade da ho how are all these factors determined
ade da ho from outside na no one no use mostly no one no use US ni UK ni and the ade but Ghana ha no ho the reason why I need to implement say what start say we say na artist need Adrian every wakope underground producer we no na yeduma because already obet making chimneys nkofo be o because of that nti omo didn't conform because no more split sheet me and the other and ye artist so amanfo hu say artist need be so omo kwa akotro edin ni and the other split sheet me and the other omo di na say production on it is kind of about no on the ye bibia it's one hero I want to declare my life with that. But just what I say.
Matthias, and I ever saw more Munsu distributing. What they know is what has been put out there.
Yes. When I type here, not to say when I will beat no. It's when I will beat no. Not a producer, and that's one who knows and quanko. Me say, emoji de iba na my colleagues never go frame me. And was it, bro? I feel me check you know. Me call Apple and me call credits. No my head say, omodi me di share. I was there. I said, esa na on. I said to be adwuma na ye ntini em fa ya adwunu konyoma details little details bi. I don't know artist need nyai pa.
Me panelists can be, but I also want to get your view on the creative aspect of it. Me as an artist, no, no, ebi me na matro, words no me na mahyehyɛ, me na mama na sound it as it is on a beat.
Okay, and we are home. What is we are no releasing this? Because there is one thing we have to let them know. When you say producer, no so show you maybe.
You need to say more training. You have got a panelist at
because beats na me born rhythm na and why be now this with the show you. What I say? It's a rhythm ni be work rhythm ni be na mouth words mouth me show you.
Musicians be cracker. Or cracker say or to
so it is if you want to own your masters, you have to pay me exclusively. Let me say, okay, say the minimum life, yeah, I'm maybe a 500 million, be said, mention shame home. Minimum problem, yeah. But so when your mom says, can be there, boss, and you know, beat cramp on naturally. Beat like a bomber boys no chrome hand. 2 years, 3 years time, it means they start me the movie from.
Oh, really?
So 1 year, I say, listen, mentoma. Millisima. It is a millisima on us open exclusively. I'll be telling between them and person be adding as a count. Send our budget.
Okay.
Number one exclusively nice and then no problem. Yeah, but say I bet you 3,000, 4,000 there, boss. And why AC who's can I'm jail. Enemy popularity. Who's can I'm jail.
There is a question to go on you. Oh, like I said, I said, that's why the TA didn't come on that though, he knows the angle I'm going. But this one, let's take away. Yes, let's take away. Let's put aside you being a producer and being best at what you do, percentage wise, between the artist and the producer, fairly, who do you think should take more?
And I mean, say a distribution and I say a publishing.
Okay, for publishing, they say now what you say no the stable ha.
And you must mean
Okay, for distribution.
And I'm as I can be right now, cause me say so when the artist here Juma, a producer here Juma, no way in a car. Well, man is he owns 30% of that distribution.
Madaho, Anna.
And yeah, but I was say. Now, what about other between condemn now 30% for the mammy? Was sorry, yeah, you.
You can't just say what the Sabi Unyansa intellectual and qua bentino. So far as I am intellectual and intino.
Yeah, now it's the Nina Odiano. Ube tree is you. We ain't no side the ECG, you have a plug in your ma. Oba kwame so so nkwa na bai oba no mo nsane ade ade be ye hofi I don't know any why ka me ka na. At least you have to give the person something. But one thing I've realized is if when you start implementing it you lose people.
Yeah.
Because artists need to be greedy.
Opemsuo.
True.
What you say?
True.
Inti ama boys never na kwa muntimi nye. I saw more when he had yes, I do. We won't mean that. So it's your bar, no agent is car. Say, be a 5K in our budget, no agent. A bar now, one naka distribution be a 10% be not what you publish. Only problem, yeah, distribution banner or the bar on one line, one farm bus one on one line.
So far, so in a way, what general or publishing and so no one the distribution, there will be Fabiano. Because all the beat producer and used to own. That's right too. Say be beat now.
Yes, you own that right to that masters. If you want me to call masters now, bro, I wouldn't more.
Okay.
Also, seeking will consent.
Okay.
Okay.
But we need to extend this conversation. But say wrap here. But I want to ask you about this. It's a thing as a conversation to the general public. But someone like yourself, someone like us, being in this space, no. We know about artists having catalogs and then selling them.
Yes.
Is it a good step? Is it something you would advocate? And then also, at what stage in artists' be life, and as a point, and as a music career, and as if you had to give an advice to artists or mutia, would you give an artist to sell his or her catalog?
Bozu. Well, you say you know anything cannot or tone. So Philly say or you okay say or beton me I don't have a problem. And I'm in this stage because me young and I hit it. What you say? Right now Blacko is flying everywhere. So if Blacko is selling the catalogs, I would never have a problem with that.
Why? That's what I didn't think I turn catalog no.
I need the catalogs they quite the end tone. I say listen sao. And yet, yes, be a on make it on major revenue. No, it's a yes, next one. Either they renew it or you take it back.
Me say me who say on you lease and I ton catalog see to get sika.
Alright, boss we need I need
skasemi anso no se man ton na e wo me ho a se gradually scan beba.
On say bi wo honuma obi wo honuma we twinwom na che emfa ne say my exam me person me obi a me ni me say bi akwesi ata catalogs, right? Ebi wa ye nwum no ebi early stages no nya scan e wo so nya film no but currently scan e ba ni so.
Okay.
Or no feel say aska we dey so ba ebi na say angofo ne from sempo waka
music goes
because why no o ma ba o mo chali e ma be $300,000 bi na me engine be 10 years ah bo so beji what you say because o share scanning ka $300,000 this is here na o ka click scan scan we meet me there say meet me ba we ne bia na ba about 1,000 a month be e bi 500 e bi 700 o so add no
yeah.
And you pick and choose the songs you want to sell. And you need
okay.
ha nti wo a wo ton ade no wo na wase wo hu the way a wase be no ye ngofo bo anya nyum ni na no ton ye
okay
so wo kra mo ton ansa na mo be EP a na mo de akọ na mo ton kra ansa na EP na ba nti ono obeba no ne nsa kra nim bi wa jiska na di nti ese de adwuma ne de mo ai do ba ni na no mo ton mo fa producer ni kan komo mo no
ni na mo to mo yare
ọmọ nfa producer ní sika nkọmọ mu sisi ẹ nna problem ẹ wọ kuro mu apaa ọmọ tó àná ọmọ nkọ adi ahyẹ ọmọ tó ọmọ ayé no cool line asẹ de obi anya ẹhwẹ no normal ẹ tena hɔ nom normal sábà studio normal sẹ gàgà egu so.
ba penny as a example bi wo wa no ma example e
ya yi obi bi de bi de example mesra nfa ato catalogs la ọtọ yẹ no ọdi music abira bi ti problem ni obi ẹ le problem mesra mo.
Matide so agbada sese na nyumre oje mre na oni di ngomo
madam oni matie fo ase but so between nti say me ka bi na say anko yi am fan chem wai oka no kwadi wenti obi ana so I hope say me gidi say what you shared with that will go a long way to help even we not na bia enye direct musicians or we just hear the music so obeso anyuma Riley oho be boa o
hwa
Riley
me that's it. That's what Riley. Me ni say you ne. Say me you am there Riley.
So Riley artist manager. Obet be promote this year. Share.
Me ya me give you in the am there mabunti no ayama me.
Mati I want to that.
Miss me that's it. Then swag of Tubani music and Yakwa Manasini Kodin Komono. It's just about the conversation we've been having here today. And he being a top-notch producer, so am I more insights as to the only way they say Motonwa on farm producers their mom. Now that has become the issue.
So Black, he said something, mame add up. Once no can say mechanical no. Producer only 30%.
So when Tianica automatically.
Yeah. So on the range, no, Tianica crash, he can still own the 30%.
Okay.
So whatever pay you give him is what we call advance. Also, Obusa say, okay, be say Obi betima ko tam nenyuma or record your nyan release no akoton amobi. Sasa kan e the man no. E be ka da na dashboard so as the master owner.
Okay.
Nti because if you no one dey sika ebo ho ka ne bibia example here which I'm not sure of that deal but so they find the na make catch him about say accord album back kwa.
Yes.
But with this one I'm sure. Family Songs of Peter. Exclusively Otoma boom play for a period of months before the main release boom play for pen and that time frame no say be release it for stream. It is kind of koje no see say bi on wakamelo and a production now obitima kwa akoma wakamelo advance bro me koton ade ne be me 30,000 no or 30% no me calculate out of the 30,000 no this is what I'm getting me the amount but a car on me dashboard into also 30% na me the amount also abaye kada wanim.
Okay.
Internet tell say on be recruiting all the advances back to where the money came from no. That agreed percentage it's not shareable.
Internet say me as an artist no sir 30% na me gain up front no. Say you say scanning my ass be a beba me dashboard on was bia no I have like no access to it.
Inti sa 30% that person me buy on say that 30% is not 100% share out of 100% revenue no. 30% is a portion of what is due the artist.
You find part in any example.
So
Black Sheriff.
See
it is one man is saying
right 50,000. With Black Sheriff the Crampo, I don't think the first deal was not a 360 deal. It was a distribution deal.
On the Empire.
On the Empire no.
But as going on no, and it was a distribution for 2 hours.
Or more
renew. But you can have a distribution deal as if only the person can give you the due money or person like opener. Now nipa no so only the other aspect of royalty incomes to say merchandise, shows bo any sign money. Now how the other what the ball. How by 360 and more back aspect him. In the said Black Sheriff on this some name net no my bit no my annuum. And Empire say or Baba toss annuum no. $50 million. Now $50 million or the abano. Black Sheriff pair or bet na say non empire Sam's name Edding come say okay 50 million here the amameno percentage now was oje nyum na mo de amameno e be 50 million here be promotion be yes tete sa ne mani nyina free ma de aka na eba me ho so you already 30% agreed with me no yet here free mas advance the amount now the amount empire agenyum na distribute enyum na ekọ sa sika na empire de ma black sheriff ni e kada empire black sheriff anim o tuetua so we betu awie ni everyone say we 50 million ni nyina awie afi sika start here saying eba sa sika na start say eba no now the 50% sorry the 30% now produce our general it is not out of the total 100% of mechanical royalties neighbor no percentage based on shared percentage between empire and black sheriff. What is due black sheriff? Okay. So percentage near on black sheriff there no.
So probably if I say be a deal near 50-50 between black one empire. 50% na beba black one no. E honom no so ne Samsine no ebeche.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So that is how
I think I got to learn about this when I got involved in player football at the Matthias here. A contract, a team signs contracts with players directly. Players have contracts with their own personal managers
and agents.
Manager no, you are entitled to the player ni no, and also na our percentage. Ti emfa say it's a team ne ton player na ma team fofra. Sa atska team ni nya no. Enye no na manager no kunya bio. Team ne ton man de ma player no. Eno na wo so. E ma say bia so ne player na ko say only ne 30% of nei. Eno kwa player na so kwa no. The contract it me sign in two ways. It's either a percentage on the gross or the net.
The net. How can be also?
On the gross the net, so no difference difference Bunty, catalog selling and then all that. I mean, your view on it.
I won't say if only say artists, you know. For example, me for Kalis Mane walk away, and me use some artists, you know. Ejewa or yenyom. Nyankopon aye adom things fall apart too no a blow kama. Ye here sika de aye. She's not signed to any Riley be say record label.
Record label.
Correct.
Inti nakeda.
Inti no they say Kalis Mane work na esoso no mu ade ne ko. Omo here sika. Inti ejewa betime decide say me hwe me ho a meet me I hit I chain things fall apart too. I mean got ton and I mean colisi na mean scan. Na me famra me share dwuma no na me nye ni ye. I don't have a problem with that. But I say okoje. Na de be show botom. Na de nam na de pizza. The talkers na uchi. O de ye na say ete wani so wi a eno ano no. That is where the problem comes in.
Na blue so me amato no me moka na
na de wato no de wato record label na wato ma no
aha me record label na mabeto onyom no unya release here but I'm of the expectation say be blow no so me beto na blow a
me say things fall apart too no ho
no I think me asking you a question
different question you say oh yes say to say the then so akan ya na o say unya release nyom ne kra no o say wo beto ama me na mato with this kind of amount, just as you say, woody. Say, you may blow a mammy, I may maton and sway yam share na. Am I at a loss? And as there is a way I can recoup that money.
Now, before you come, before send me there, they never buy more ton. What the kind share? Me artist, no.
Who release you?
Me release you.
My whole artist, not a
watch me artist, not in person. Me previous works be a my. And yes, I'll call no be a quacoto. Send a could be a quacoton idea.
Walker, I think you wanted to say.
Yeah, Walker carry me can person
so
how now busa.
You know, Evan say market na yako. Market no be a tomatoes na yeton a obi a tonto tomatoes in bi buy. Ye hwem ni ahwe de ne de ne yato. But what I say, nti nipa na ba me ye nwom, me nye bi da. Na ma ba se me ba be. It will be very difficult for even the omo ton nwom no class of bi obema osika kese because you are an upcoming artist a won sheda nya nwom bia nti ne sheda hu o previous works bia e kire say or the capability to blow at a faster pace or motor ade na ebeboa but what I say as compared to Obia why nyom na da ye share ne hits and as the previous songs na a blow that na so enti no the me person me ni say ever say bia je wa o nyom ba ko ho dada e na Obia ba say opese oto nyom enti say je wa hye ne ho na so hunu say sisi baby amedro no me hia sika pi dia hye adwuma no na ayeyi a na say metimi alisi things fall apart too no dia ma omo for a couple of years na menye sika no dia ba be na se sika no megina metimi adia hye me ho yi asa abọ me ho bra ye nwom no de chance I don't have a problem with that pacho dey make what I say aha ba say bia ya tena se hu se o nwom no kra no me pese me jai na jai na me jai nwom no ye no because nwom a me ye nyina after things fall apart too ni nyina na nsa danko nti ni sama ba se mo ba beto we a me ton na me de sika na akwa akohwe me ho kana de akwa akoda na sebi wogi sika no amfa nkoye ejapade bia de I think say it's a loss.
Okay. Walker, about me tonyom no na minim say be fasa amfa no me loss no. I think you wanted to say something. I feel the actors.
Okay, so initially no record label or probably the music catalog acquisition companies, you know, will walk up to an artist or better catalog without a proper checks on an artist or probably how they will determine it. Mind me, so auto catalog new year, the artist come back off, so one promoting you. It is in your hands. So I better come before so boom the rule. Ama akwadie. Immediately the mimi artist, the mimi say yes in some sebejamadi. Okay. So what I say. So mind me, there are distribution companies as record labels or motor catalogs. You know? So when they buy it, they activate promotions on it. And so what's the day? Artists be all of a sudden, be. I shall say trendy. Now shall say ratchet. So I don't go there. They have the tools. The labels have the tools. They have the connection to make sure say they reamp that kind of promotion strategy to make sure say ebeko. Meaning so what's the mention I say. Anna adeba say say obi o ha if no kronyan bana label be discover beto ase. Say the number one thing can they check the artist pedigree. Any artist be an beba beto no unreleased catalog. You show numbers and share catalog numbers any impact every month we need to do it you and send the original so better then yes 15 any answer any about beto there be yeah mama yes kawo udi awe beboka and yes you quite fast way show you say oh at least monthly listeners every month be any 100,000 it you say me je beto catalog no $1 million I mean him say 100,000 it in the space of 5 years mate enya home fast so in me beto anyhow when you the mission yeah but Kawan is only part with repany
really
Black. So with what Ubi said, one thing I can say, mind you, the music business strategy is well structured, just like any other sector be thinking about a well structured especially about internet and so also can be some monthly listeners. Now meaning say Kai Sarkodie interview where he was talking about or called Rock Nation. He said before he got there, they knew everything about him. So there is something we call the analytics. Basic one in neighborhood work about monthly listeners. Ubi audio marker who say artists and monthly listeners. That is the average possibility of an artist where it's in the Bosumi Bia. And you know, label and some approach you know. Say only solely on streams and all choir. Mind you, of late, these people who they buy catalog, they know they buy the catalog because of the master, so they buy it because of the publishing. It won't mean to publishing and come on top.
Oh, okay. For the period that will be told catalog, no, or publishing is okay. No,
masters need in here, no, but you see, you need the masters to be able to control the publishing because the whole cotton publishing due at the amobi say uncle you see you need the masters.
Sure.
Okay.
What one do is it and say be a commercial sir and so no company no better catalog and so oba more easy off catalog na man for a particular period of time or no one is either he has a possibility due with a company which bring diverse ways of revenue in terms of publishing, whether it being a sing deal. And when I talked about say split, no, when it comes to publishing, so no, there is another descent, sync opportunity. In say, my call lines say me publishing with via Gamra. I can just randomly go online and be checking. So before we release the movie, I'm open and you be there. What are the description of the music they need? Do my music fit? Then I pitch it. Me pitch you and my money. My publishers never could do actually. I could Jimmy Sikana then. Eddie Amame. Into that pitching possibility into the oba beto catalog no. On why an analysis and who baby are. Obeti me akonya ni sika nyina free through publishing answer no aba.
Sure. You have the plugs.
Wow. Into sometimes because some of these distribution platforms are or more sync opportunity deals with production houses. It be a free obeti me say oh Sony is about to release, Netflix is about to release the movie title this. They need a music for a soundtrack description. Maybe a song that talks about a reho like Bibisa or mama description. Do you want to pitch? Basani nema no obeya make sure say your publishing is done. And yes, whether it is coming with money or not, the production house now being on your wall structure that on few with going to do your publishing for you. But so a wall structure that on person getting into a semuntino or koyama and under the definition of record label regularities, no, there is something we call legal way. I've forgotten legal something. That means every record label to an artist has to make sure they provide legal representative for the artist. And an American show Oma said ye and son I'll be signing artist no. It's all man legal representative. It is say so person Ghana ha say only a buying ya some near the kokota. Nay the state against was an individual.
DJ Simple for example.
Uni
the state versus
DJ Simple. Uni scared before lawyer a state na said yes say of a lawyer.
Say be more legal aid in the end of the day.
Sana humanity. One would do it, that is how it is. But mind you, the legal persons in your cano mostly are not coming in because of your favor, giddy giddy. They are coming in because they don't want the record label to have a foul contract.
It is not provided amount.
Yes, it's
So they are not looking for your interest.
They are not looking for your interest. Level look at some 30% or but they need some 40%.
Okay.
No, or be making sure say do now all sign so chinabi
asem ko ba ho.
Ono record label no betime nya engine so a obedi beje de ene de bia free wo.
Yeah.
But enya ono na ebe kire say eno ntina when it comes to the roles and responsibilities of a manager, the manager becomes the negotiator. Into my provided lawyer nabano. If you don't have money for lawyer, your manager can go and meet the lawyer. He explains to your manager, then your manager bargains and give new clauses. Now lawyer no akwa static clauses, not their common. If they are
so that becomes when a lawyer no.
Yeah. Sure. That's how our systems no is working. And I will be at Tubanica say will be only 50% when it comes to split. No? That 50% knockers will be only no. I want me a mistake. The actual ownership in say 50% is going directly to the publisher, and the 50% left, which is 100% accumulation based on split agreement, based on contributors, no, and
okay, so
the publisher now, when I have my name there as a publisher, whilst I'm the artist, I still get that 50% nibi.
If you are a songwriter,
maybe publisher or now publisher in 50.
Yeah.
Now why in 50?
Publisher in Gamro.
Publisher in 50, yeah. The other 50 year for wine.
For the contributors of the class song.
To me about publishing honor you war songwriter or
yeah.
Yeah, why be
songwriter because a beat maker a songwriter.
It is a publisher.
Performer ni publisher.
Anyhow.
Performer master ownership.
Master ownership. It's in on master.
Publishing me and I'm throw you na. Media. Publishing 15 year media.
15 year one producer
beat maker.
Okay. Now other 50 non so asa ko ama hwamo.
Company now OD ejimo na mo lines say with that is the copyright company na mo no sign a contract so onko did
only 50 flat.
Yeah, flat.
Boss maybe say person ke to be na so work how wa say artist be wa shase a oba on shase say Because you know we here.
On chance yes.
What chance yes?
On purpose, you
to my best of knowledge, this is how I started. Very short.
Okay.
Learn the organizational structure of every sector of the
Sure.
in business. Be able to contact me. Can I say?
Me dwene how a mesi afa tronyum na amana you be there osase me san
On say odwin kwa be fa so atronwum ma you be there no ete say me dwen kwa me kwa kofa phones abeton ama nkrofo ato osase se me san kwa dwen shop am de phone be gum na nkrofo anwia. It's just the same thing.
Hey.
What would it tell me? That's how I started. Me fan say me na me artist. Just know, say, begin as I said, when it comes to every sector of business, they are the fundamental principles. You follow business, be follow. The difference is the strategies and the approach.
Sure.
It's when you know the fundamentals of business, then you follow it. Per level, you research on so that you make your strategies play. And say we do production, you're anything. Oh. Send you to himself so you ma be studio akọ recording. That is the production stage be saying. Oh recording we are, mind you, that is the one interface of production. The other aspect is the business.
But
the first interface, which is making it, but we don't learn the other interface.
Business aspect, no.
That is the problem.
And okay, when
Walk out, mommy till last words.
okay, sure. Like, but before that, Bonti asked the question. The best thing is say the right kind of learn, share
to unlearn.
Learn to unlearn.
Me, for instance, before I started making music, I started having the zeal to do music. Took me like 4 years. You basically Riley class that I was learning because he used to send me stuff to learn. You see that thing, you have to learn.
Riley, the channel I send this any movie. Be a master show.
Because they are the fundamentals. If you don't understand them, it's your music now. That's kind of sanity.
Boss, yes, we have been able to unlearn and learn again. So I'm grateful for that. And it's good we learn every day. And, you know, this is not just for us. It's for any other person who venture into music business. You know, you need to avail yourself and learn. Say, I won't commit to home. Usika. I was a union coffee for quite biswa. Maybe we actually no na. Obesresre. Say, be a juma de to so no. I was a ultimate show on our DB show busu and besre artist. You know, if there is something that you don't understand, get closer to the right people so that you'll be able to know it. Say, you drew baby I Hong Kong coach. Thank you very much.
Really, I'm born.
Black, where the senior Bonti kind yeah, online and yes, yeah, there. Day in day out when this conversation comes on, it makes us do more research. Example, need to ban Nikasa emoji issue abe. It made we all understand certain key things. I think it's a case study for us. At least unishre and leave a signature on your productions. Some unis kakra de obit media call lines to say wo product be na at least leave some benchmark that should be no obit media claim point of ownership because to ban no kind for we be studio don't record anymore when you free studio straight or call her distribution platform the nyom so they don't come and clear but I don't know hard till say opportunity for be beba with that music no and sanadrin hana Abem, you know, whatever you do, be and at least one way or the other, find a way to get a portion of proof. Say odia and may Kaswa say the Tubani kind of say most of these beats are mobile at least out. No, if you really want to understand it, check the Jamaican music system. That is reggae and dancehall, especially with the dancehall aspect. In Sweden, Jamaica, or what we call the rhythms. Rhythms be brave, but nipa ba will be nipa be 10. No for the same rhythm. No, be a different song. That is the outcome. That is the outcome of listen. Yeah.
Egyptian, you know, I'm off for you, baby.
Yes, Egyptian, so dear no. Yes, it's meaning the police are the sell out the beat.
My life.
Wow.
Ekaiti for say ye mama ye nana Rama Kwedu Asante Hima na you know starts from the 14th to the 18th of September next month. From the 2nd of September no untimi nye yi ewa santimemu ha. Ye ka santimemu ama nka Ashanti regime si santimemu. So bono parts I have 4 parts ani nyina ye under Santima no no ashene. So from the 14th to the 18th of September na Asante Hima you know Beshas here no very no be just as Opemsuo 4.7 on our pages, social media pages no now today you who say a brand more exclusive coverage from start to finish Jameboa you done, so that's how we're going to do it, so keep locked on our way.